So Mandy, as a costumer here at Oyster Playhouse, what's your first thoughts when you get an assignment for a particular show? Where do you start?
The first thing I do is ask the director if they have any particular direction they want to go. Working with Bob Zaccano, he generally says, I'm colorblind, you can do whatever you want. Which makes it way more fun for me, because I get carte blanche to just play with it. Just lots of fun. My second stop is usually Google and Pinterest. There are a lot of really good historical costuming websites that you can find via Google and Pinterest, and pictures galore help so much, especially in a period show like this, where I'm not very up on 40s fashion, but I have to be in order to costume a show like this. So I have a pin board going on Pinterest right now with all kinds of 40s pictures that I have been perusing and running back to every 10 minutes while I dig around in the costumes here and try to find stuff that'll fit.
Okay. What's been the most challenging costume assignment you've had at this point?
Probably the one that I had to build from scratch that is actually a key plot point, so I can't really mention it, but if you come to see the play, you will get to see a couple of things that I built from the ground up.
Okay. Do you tend to start with an idea of your actors, what looks good on the actor, or like, okay, let me rephrase that. Do you find that you're trying to put the actor in the costume or put a costume on the actor? Where, do you want to know who is in the part before you start putting things together?
It does help. It does help to have read the script a couple of times. That's even before Google and Pinterest. A lot of times what we do is read the script and figure out how many costumes for each person, what type of person they are, before we even start doing any research at all. It kind of goes either or for me. I'll find out 3 months before we have a script that we're doing this show, and I'll just start researching things and save a zillion pictures. This one, it has helped to watch a few rehearsals, read the script a couple of times, get an idea of the characters, and then draw inspiration from there. But again, it all depends on finding things that fit, and if you don't have something in stock, either making something fit or hitting Salvation Army to find something that'll work. So it's a little bit of both.
Okay. And these are costumes for the show here?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Can you show us a couple and just how you may have arrived at some of them?
Yeah, actually, I have 2 dresses here that are actually going to end up becoming one dress. This was a stroke of luck that I had tonight, trying to come up with something for a particular character in color more than just in black, because I didn't want her to be boring. I wanted her to have some life. So I'm going to combine the two to make it into something that will fit, and then put a little jacket over top of it, probably this one right here, add some jewelry to it to flash it up a little bit, and then that's a complete costume. This one back here, this is something that we have had sitting here for several years, and it has never been used as far as I've seen. So I kind of made it a goal to convince the director that this was the direction that we should go. And it took a couple of days, but I turned him around to my side. So I get to use this on stage, and it's going to be fantastic. I've got several other pieces here, some of which haven't even been tried on actors yet. So we'll get there when we get there. Unfortunately, one of our ladies isn't here tonight, and she was one that I had some stuff to try on. So we'll see.
Okay. And how important are accoutrements, like hats and bracelets and whatnot, to the overall aesthetic of what you're going for in a costume?
Incredibly. You can put a basic black dress on somebody, and depending on what hat, what shoes, what jewelry you put with it, you can make that basic black dress look like it came from Sears or Macy's or Nordstrom or Couture from Paris. It all depends on the jewelry that you put with it, the bag you put with it, the hairstyle that you put on the actress. There's so much more than just slapping a dress on someone and telling them to get on the stage.
Okay. And how does costuming for women differ from costuming for men?
Costuming for men is actually sometimes a little more challenging. Suit styles don't vary a whole lot, but finding a suit that fits a guy nicely can be challenging, especially if they don't know their suit size. Because unfortunately, most of the suits we have in stock here in the costume shop are vintage and don't have sizes on the tags. So you end up running around with a tape measure a lot of times trying to find things that fit.
I've been there. once or twice. It may have happened. Okay. Do you find it fun to play around in styles of the past, you know, the frills and cummerbunds and ascots and, you know, goofy things that, you know, nobody's worn for 30, 40, 50 years?
Or 120.
In some cases, absolutely.
I do steampunk on the side, so yes, I do. I like to dress up myself, I like to dress up other people. My favorite era is the 20s. I don't get to do 20s shows very often, but there are some golden age of Hollywood pieces to this show, which is close enough. You know, mid-30s gets close to the 20s. It's still basically the same hairstyles, just a little longer. I despise the 80s. However, the 80s are coming in very handy in this show because shoulder pads were also very big in the 40s. They were trying to come up with a silhouette and a smaller waist and broader shoulders, and so there are some 80s pieces that are going to end up in this 40s show because they look like they could have come out of a 1940s catalog.
All right, good deal. To anyone who might be interested in becoming a costumer or doing this kind of work, you know, on a volunteer basis, where would you say that they need to start? What would be some good tips to get them rolling?
Oh goodness. Become best friends with your thrift stores because they really are your best resource for costumes. There's a lot of sources online. They can help you. Buying a good basic sewing machine helps a lot. Just play with it. Play with it. See what feels right. If you can find a mentor to help you out, absolutely do that. There's so many different aspects to this, and every show I do, I learn new things and try new techniques and try a different thrift store to see if I can find something new. So just dive in. Don't be afraid.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.